today we're making an ultimate Tres Leches cake. Very excited about this. If you've watched my videos, then you know I already have a Tres Leches cake posted. That's kind of like my beginner's version, and I thought that that was a really appropriate one to kind of start out with to teach people because we all are on different levels of cooking and baking, but this is my ultimate, and I'm telling you, this is like a showstopper cake. You take this to a party, or you could even make this for a wedding. It's that good. Yes, of course, you'd have to build upon it and make it bigger if you were making a big fancy one, but let me tell you, this is a winner. So let's get started. The first thing we're going to do, I'm going to do 3 cups of flour, and this is just all-purpose flour, and I'm just going to sift it. We're going to add that first. Then I've got 2 cups of white granulated sugar that I'm going to add. There's a lot of differences to the way this is made versus a traditional cake, so pay attention. Okay, so then we've got that in there, and I'm going to add a teaspoon of baking powder and a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of baking soda, and I'm going to set that on up in here. Okay, after I've kind of got those dry ingredients just a little bit blended up, I'm going to add a cup and a half of Mexican crema. And I'm going to start that blending. 2 softened cubes of butter. This is salted butter. I'm going to drop that right in. Okay, I'm going to crack 4 eggs into a bowl. So we're going to go ahead now and drop those eggs in. And we're going to let this blend. Oh, one more ingredient. I'm going to add 2 teaspoons of vanilla. And we're going to let that blend on medium speed to high speed for 3 minutes. I was going to say 10 minutes. I'm crazy. For 3 minutes. We're going to spray our pans. Now these are 8-inch rounds. And you can do just some non-stick cooking spray, or you could also butter it and then flour it, whichever you prefer. Just make sure you get it nice and coated. And then our batter is finished. Going to drop this down, and if you're concerned about how well you're able to eyeball this, you could always pour it into a measuring cup and do it that way. Okay, these are ready to go in the oven. We're going to put these in the oven. Now I'm telling you, you've got to watch this. Everybody's oven is different. If that's one thing I haven't learned. So 35 to 40 minutes. You watch it. If for some crazy reason it needs more time in your oven, just keep watching it. You know it's going to be done when you can insert a fork and it comes out clean. So we'll go ahead and put these in our whipping cream now. And so the first thing I have to do, I've actually got my bowl that has been chilling here in my freezer. Now the reason I put it in the freezer to chill it is because it just makes for better whipping cream. And I'm going to be using some of this whipping cream, about 1/3 of it, for a filling that I'm going to be making for the center of my cake. And then the rest of it I'm going to be using to frost the outside of my cake. So we're going to go ahead and use a whole quart of whipping cream. And this is heavy whipping cream. So we're going to pour that into our mixer. And if you've watched my other Tres Leches video, then you know how I said you've got to watch it because you don't want it to turn into butter. So that's a little joke if you've watched. My daughter made fun of the way I said that the last time. But we're going to go ahead and turn that on, and we're going to let it mix, and I'll show you the stage that when it's ready. Okay, take a peek in here. Right now I'm going to add my powdered sugar, and I'm going to add a cup of powdered sugar. And we're getting to that point where it's almost ready. We're just going to let that sugar blend in. And we just got to keep our eye on it because if you whip it too much, it's going to go from cream to butter. See, look look at how beautiful that looks. See how it doesn't fall when I hold it? So I'm going to take about a third of that. Yeah, that's good. The rest of it is going to go into the refrigerator and stay nice and cold until we're ready to frost our cake. I have one of the small packages. This is like the smaller pudding packages. It's vanilla, and I'm going to pour that right into the whipping cream, and then I'm just going to gently fold it. Now this will be our filling that will be in the middle of our cake. Then what I'm going to do after that, de fresa comes in. This is the one that I made the video just recently about that I told you is part of my Tres Leches cake. We're going to add some of this right into our cream here. And that's about a half a cup. And then we're going to mix that up. And now we're just going to add the rest. So in all there's 1 cup. And stir that in our refrigerator. So our cake is done. It's come out of the oven. It's completely cooled off. It took 45 minutes. That's how long mine took. I've poked holes with a fork all around my cake. And the next thing I'm going to do, I've got a whole can of condensed milk, a whole can of evaporated milk, and a pint of heavy whipping cream. Then I'm just going to stir that up. It's ready. And the next thing we're going to do, we're going to just pour that over our cake. And I've lined it with just some paper bags so I can keep my plate clean. Got that on. Now you want to remember to save half of that because we still got to do our other layer. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to go back to our filling, and you can see it's really pretty. It's turned a light pink color from the strawberries. And we're just going to put that filling all over the cake, sliced up, that I'm going to stick on this layer. Okay, as you can see, I just covered the cake all over with strawberry slices. That has also completely cooled. And we're going to lay that right on top. I'm going to go ahead and do the same process where I'm going to poke holes all the way through my cake. We're just going to repeat. I poke the holes, and now I'm just going to pour the milk all over this layer. Okay, now everything is ready, and I'm going to start putting my whipped cream on. I'm going to start frosting the cake. I'm not going to frost it on camera, but I will explain to you what I did after I'm finished. Voila! Look at this beautiful piece of work. Alright, I'm just going to tell you really quickly what I did. So I just had a pastry bag. I had the big star. I think it's a 12, but no, it's bigger than a 12. It's 20. And if you don't have pastry bags, just get one of the biggest gallon-sized Ziploc bags, fill it with your cream, and then all I did is I did an upward-downward motion all the way around. And then I started at the center and just spiraled out. So that's all I did. And then I sliced some strawberries. I've got a few pieces of mint here and some slices of canned mandarin. I'm just going to put this in the refrigerator until it's time to eat. Anyways, you can check out more recipes at www.marriedtoamexican.com. Send me an email, send me your family's pictures so we can post it on the website. And we'll see ya. Bye-bye.